I wanted to just tell my own story. YM isn't your average masjid youth group. It isn't a place that you just go on once a week and you just learn and you go home. YM is so much more than that.
Growing up as a youth in the United States of America, there is several things we had to go through. To be a Muslim for me, it wasn't an identity. It was just like a little subtitle or a little something that got lost in the context. Being a Muslim for me wasn't a big part of my life. So I had to make this choice. I grew up with all these kids, and I'm seeing when I come back to this neighborhood after moving away, and I'm coming back now, what I saw was these completely two different groups, and it made me wonder, what was this change? So as I began to inquire, as I began to refacilitate my friendships, as I became closer to those guys that I once was close with, it led me to YM. And what it showed me was those kids that were doing good, that was because of YM. YM put them on track for a good life.
A lot of people ask the question, what's the point? Why do Muslim youth need to gather together? Why does this have to happen? On a very micro level, or on the level of the NeighborNet as we'll call it, on a local level, Muslim youth need a place where they can just practice being Muslim youth. Unfortunately, in the times that we live in today, being a Muslim youth, learning about Islam, having any place to practice Islam is hard to find. So we need to provide that institution, that location for the average Muhammad who might be referred to as Mo in school. He needs a place where he's comfortable at least being Muhammad. That's what, on a local level, what it provides.
So ask yourselves, is my friend trying to benefit me? Is he trying to benefit me in this life and in the hereafter? You will see so many times that a brother who's doing good, who's on the right path, in high school or in college, they get around the wrong crowd. And all of a sudden their grades start dropping, all of a sudden they're coming home late, all of a sudden they have a problem with their parents. And why is this happening? 9 times out of 10 is someone else dragging them down.
Even if we're not, even if we're not very active, if the person's not active in the NeighborNet, just being around, at least they're not somewhere else. There's other places that a person can be. Just that they're in the masjid, they're at a NeighborNet, it makes a huge difference. Even if it just keeps them away from that in other environment.
When they come here, they see a different aspect. They see younger kids that are being leaders. We have kids here that are 15, 14 that are basically leading the whole community. They have their own NeighborNet that they're leading. So kids that come here, they realize, they have so much more potential. They can do so much better.
Never give up. But you're gonna go through pain. You're gonna suffer. But pain is temporary. But you might be in pain for a day. You might be in pain for a week, a month, maybe a year. But soon enough, it will be replaced by something better. But if you give up, then that pain will last forever.
Again, put your friends, physically, I want you guys to think about your friends. Who you think your best friends are. Would they, number 1, get to Jannah? Would they, number 2, make dua for you when they're in Jannah? Even, forget that, do they make dua for you now? And that's the question. Because if they're not making dua for you now, they don't want you to benefit. If they don't want you to benefit, then you're wasting your time, and they're wasting your time, and it's only going to lead down the wrong path.
YM has given me the opportunity to meet some of the greatest brothers I've ever met in my life, which till this day I still keep in contact with them. I hang out with them on a daily basis. I can go to them whenever I need help, advice, or just want to kick it back and just chill. Those are the brothers I go to first because they have a great impact on my life from a secular perspective and most importantly from a spiritual perspective, because they always remind me what's the most important part of life, and that is Islam.
I can tell you from myself, from those who I grew up with, right? The reason, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides who He wills, but the reason I am still a Muslim today is only because of YM. Through the mercy of Allah. And I can't tell you how I can't. We make people. And I can't really describe that, but ask those of us who've been in the organization.
A lot of people may not know exactly what YM does because, you know, you might hear about YM doing this retreat, going there, and it's all you hear is just fun, right? But there's a lot more to it, right? We're actually changing lives here because when kids come here, you know, they come in one state, and when they leave with a different mindset. They leave with a mindset of brotherhood in their head. We pray 5 times a day, you know. They may miss namaz at home one day or two, but here we make sure everybody prays on time. Everybody takes care of each other. We treat each other with respect. So there's a lot more than just hanging out, playing basketball, playing football.
It has given me a whole new identity. It has given me the ability to walk proudly. You know, I will never have to hold my head down because I'm a Muslim, and that's not something I always had.
YM is here on a local level, doing work every single day to shape the lives of our members and to make a positive impact on our community and our society, and to shape people. We create not only Islamic workers that do amazing things, but we make amazing human beings who, without YM, who knows where they would be.
It's really, it gives you a reason to keep going. It gives you a reason to, I don't want to make this sound like it gives you a reason to live, but it provides a greater sense of purpose. It's awesome. When I wake up in the morning, I can honestly say for the past 10 years, I've never been bored because there's always something for me to do. There's something else that I can be helping out with.
You know, because at YM, not only do we emphasize that, you know, it's good to be a Muslim, but we emphasize how it is, what it means to be a good student, a good citizen, a good child. You know, we have so many rights upon other people that we tend to ignore, and that we always think it's just about us. But YM tells us, no, you're not the only one this is about. This is about us as a whole, not as one person. That's why it's young Muslims, not young Muslim, right? It's not about one person in general. It's about all of us as a whole and how we can benefit society.